So today, sitting here with the fast agent himself. Look at that sign back there. Look, you're so smart, Kenny. Kenny Truong, I like affectionately known as Kenny Fast, to Fast Real Estate team with EXP now out of Oakland, out of the whole Bay Area, right? Got
Yeah,
the domination, NorCal domination happening. I love it.
one city at a time.
So, how's the year going so far for Biz?
This year or last year? It's
Let's
because
start
January
with
11th, 21.
let's start with this year so far.
Pretty good. We closed about 7 million so far for the year. Have about 40 or 41 million in contract.
Big old numbers. Look at
Yeah,
you.
pretty. Yeah, I mean it's kind of shocking. We kept it going. Been floating at the 40 mark, low 47 mark since like late October. So we've been pretty consistent in our business. Also been growing a lot, which we can talk about later too to keep these numbers up.
Yes. So I see everything that you do on social media, like probably a lot of other people out there. You got that down. And it's dude, it's really cool, right? Like to see your growth. Why don't you take the viewers, people who don't know you, who don't follow you on Insta, kind of like what happened last year with you and your business?
Last year, so in January, Climb Real Estate I got acquired by Realogy. So Climb got acquired by Realogy 3 years ago, and then 2 years later, they 2 years come a month, they decided to shut Climb down. I think they learned what they need to learn from Climb, and it's a really competitive market right now. I
Yeah.
think that they had decided to kind of roll with Corcoran Group, which is really solid brand too. They've been able to convert a couple offices here, including Intero.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yeah, in Brentwood. So in my market, Climb shut down. I had a 1 day notice, and then within the week, I interviewed 17 different companies. Um, I gave you a call too, and I met. You're one of my calls because I met with 13 different brokers, sales managers, in person. Four were calls. I mean, every local brand you can think of. Compass, Side, Big Block, Sequoia, both KW offices, both Coldwell Banker offices. Everything that we under that's notable over here. And then we decided to go to EXP Realty just to see what it's like. Heard a lot of big news about the company. Originally came here because it was cheap, but this isn't an EXP pitch. But we came here because it was cheap, 16 grand cap for me, and I could do all the marketing I want. And it was like, hey, ask my team to give us a try. It was the most trash brand in our market. We had an MLS, 400 agents on MLS. Only 10 did more than $10 million in business. I didn't really look past anything there. So it's not really a good brand, no top producers. So Will's like, well, and at first I was thinking going with Coldwell Banker. I was like, look, Coldwell Banker doesn't have a good brand here, but they have a really good brand overall. Like, can I be their poster child? Went there. Office is dated. They're upgrading, but man, it still looks the same. It's still just gray carpet and some white paint. It's still not a feel, right? You can vibe it out. Like KW is pretty solid offices all over. They got a kind of modern, but it's still very much KW. You got the quotes on the wall, very cultish. But we're like, you know what? Let me do this EXP thing. Give it a try. Get my own office. I asked my team, give me 6 months to see how it goes. And we came over January 23rd, locked in the office space. February 23rd, let me see. I was there for a week. I worked there for a week, hung out, did some podcasts, video stuff with Wilson. He came on. And then I went on vacation for 4 days in Napa, and then California shut down. Then I went to Hawaii. Like I left the day that Napa, my 4 day weekend, that randomly they shut California down. So I was flying out to Hawaii on the day back. They shut Hawaii down. So I kind of missed the first 12, 14 days of the pandemic, which, it was all toilet paper madness. That was a shit show right at the beginning.
Yeah, shit show here in Cali, man.
Yeah, I came back, just signed a $6,000 office. It's like a 300 square feet baller office. Signed into an office. No one could use the office. So literally like 3 months of that. Like it was pretty tough. Like, to be honest, PPP really came in clutch because, I have all these expenses. There's no deals happening. Like I just joined the company. I had no friends in this area. There's no other EXP agents here. Like, okay, you're on your own. But, we just kind of pulled through. We in January I had like 11 agents. I'm checking my spreadsheet real quick. We came over to EXP with 14 agents ish in that February mark, and then everyone was locked up at home, including yourself, right? So people were starting to do webinars. I got invited to a couple of them, onto a couple of them. I was like, hey, I can do this. And then I ended up between, I think in the March to June, I actually was on like 70 something webinars. I
Hey,
hosted, I hosted like 35 of them myself, and I recorded everything. I had, email blast everyone, invited all the top producers in this county, invited all the top producers in that county, invited all the broker owners, got all my people that were like mega team leaders onto calls. We had a couple of different sessions on team building,
yeah.
and I just kept pumping out content, and I tagged every single person in my market. So it was just like very just hardcore, just drilled in until it got it got really stale. But then, market started picking up. June, like things were starting to crank out again. Agents started reaching out to me. So in that sector, like May, June, enough people have seen my content. They was like, hey, I'm thinking about broker switch. So that's when I kind of started building my team. And then in April, we
Because
filed it.
you're a single agent, right? Are you no, you had a small team, what, 4 or 5 people or something, right?
No, we came in January with like 11.
Okay, 11.
Yeah. And by February, we had 14. By June, we had, according to this, on May 12th, we had like 18 agents.
Good. Carry on.
Yeah. So we started, filed in April a DBA for fast real estate. And then 4 months later, in August, we got recognized by DRE, and then we got the ESP office. So now we're officially legally, and I got flagged by our broker. When I put the hashtag team fast slash X ESP Realty, my broker flagged it at EXP. I was like, all right, okay, you gotta take a step back. Social media is kind of gray area, but like on email marketing, they don't like that kind of shit. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I gotta wait. But then in August, we officially were fast real estate, and then in that previous June, I signed my first office in Walnut Creek. I went there. I was like, we're starting to grow some people out here. Like, who can we place over here? And within, I think, like a month or two, we had one office, then we had two offices, then we had three small offices. I think by October, we have 6 small offices, and then we converted over 3 large bougie offices on Broadway Plaza. So just like the growth has been pretty crazy. In June, by July 1st, we had 22 agents. By August, we had 36 agents. By September, we had 43 agents. By October 5th, we had 51 agents. In November 2nd, we had 64. December 4th, we had 73. And then right now we're floating at 85 team members with 5 agents sent out. So we should be about 90 agent team. So we went from 19 to 90 agents in about 6 months. All team members too, not like brokerage, downline,
So
any of that
how
stuff.
does that work on a regional team? Um, what's the value add for an agent all the way across the bay? I don't know. You're in Oakland.
Yeah.
What's some neighborhood where you have one agent? What's the value add? Is it mentorship or is it opportunities?
Culture first, because then we're pretty young. I mean, we're a pretty young crowd. I think our median age is probably 29. So we're always on Zoom. It's a pretty hip place to be. Like I said,
Sure.
ESP was a pretty trash brand in the area. Like it was all known for recruiting. But we layered the fast real estate, team fast office. So we made it the sexiest, coolest brand. Climb real estate many years ago was the coolest brand. That's why everyone migrated there. Compass came and just crushed it. It took all of our agents.
Yeah.
Everyone left because of the new shiny object. But I think that appeal is gone. It's a solid company. Now I think people are looking for the next cool thing. And then like we're backed by ESP, but really what we've built is fast real estate. So we kind of have this great culture, great leadership, great online marketing. All of our agents are very active on IG stories. I think that says a lot if you're like, without explaining in depth what that means. If your agents are all posting on IG stories every day, they're posting something fun, right? So that creates a culture of a very social forward environment. And then agents that are not naturally extroverted, we're constantly reposting each other, shouting each other on, and we're doing this in a very public place. So more and more people are seeing that vibe, and you absolutely are not getting that from name any company locally, right? You're not going to get that type of vibe, yeah, or vibe or environment, because really, like you think about like before we got to 36 agents, 36 is, I think 36 is a number, it's significant because we were just chatting on Instagram. Every time we had a new team member drop on Instagram, we had this crazy chat going on day. It's like your kind of memes and all kind of fun stuff. It was a mess in there. I tried not to even go on too much because you couldn't even have a conversation in there. But when we maxed out, we moved over to Slack. So we kind of bring that type of like environment where people are sharing a lot, super collaborative. Like you you can't build that culture at any other company, because when you have another company, you have the people there. You can't say, hey guys, start being interesting, start being fun. Or like you're at this brand, this office. Well, this office just got acquired. Now they have the same logo up front. Okay, you guys are friends now. Like, wait, I don't know these people. I actually used to compete against first and I hate them. Right. So it's just hard to create culture unless you're really breeding it. So I think a combination of the pandemic, being very out there on social, our business continues to thrive. We start attracting other people that want to be in that environment. They want to grow their business, and our numbers back it up. 2 years ago, 2019, we did 70. I think we did 76 transactions at 56 million. Real Trends number 80 team. It's pretty up there, pretty solid, 56. This year, we just closed the year out with 189 transactions at 128 million. I feel like then earlier I'm like, well, you have 100 agents. Well, hold on. We're actually aiming to do $1 billion in 2 years because, like I said, we closed 7 million for the year already, and we have 40 million contracts. So literally within the first 5 weeks of the year, we're closing out almost $50 million. So we're talking about our goal this year is to do $500 million of business. Originally, the goal was 400 million, but my coach Raquel Gwinnett was like, you should just $500 million. I was like, all right, that sounds cooler too. Anyways, it makes a lot more sense, anyways. And then we had a reward ceremony last week where we kind of gave everyone's accolades. Man, I mean, our team's new, right? But based on the production, just from the top 20 agents we have, our top 20 agents combined, mostly brand new agents, based on their production in the slowest quarter year, we're knocking out over $250 million just within 20 agents. Well, I also have another 80 agents, so like they can literally just do one, almost no business, and we could still be very, very close to the 500 million mark. So this year is going to be pretty incredible to hit that number, and it's actually easier to hit that number because of how we're growing. Like you have a pretty solid market, Sacramento, but it's hard to get out of there. I'm mentored by Dan and Kyle. They're in San Diego. Well, San Diego only has so much deals, right? Well, we're in Oakland. We just moved into one to create open office there, and this past weekend on Saturday, I looked at a 2,300 square feet space in Hercules, which is in West Contra Costa, 45 minutes.
You guys have room up there, dude. You
room, tons of room,
way room.
And then now we're looking.
That's why I'm asking, because that's why I always think I say, look, Kenny's in the right fucking place. He's got the best value.
It's blank slate out here. There's no competition.
There's so much room. The Bay Area, like, dude, I'm the biggest fan for that Bay domination because you have room. Get it.
Yeah, we looked at Brentwood at a 3,000 square feet office because we're trying to make it a team/hub. You think about it, like, if I was local, I would be competing against like a really great company like Red 1.5 billion, or Grub Company. They're Oakland and Berkeley. Or if not, but then you realize that you go east, every KW is a separate owner and franchise, so they're competing and they have territory. Like, no, you can't step over here. You can't get this person. Totally. So like, Coldwell Banker, Oakland and Berkeley, they both wanted to work with our team. Well, me, I'm not competing against teams. I'm now moving to compete against brokerages. After Hercules and Brentwood, we want to open up in San Jose. Sacramento, we have a couple agents joining us in your territory. Peninsula, and like maybe a year and a half further, we're looking at like Vacaville and Stockton. And with the ESP model, we're running a brokerage inside of a brokerage, but we're classified as a team. So it's not going to be hard to do a $2 billion team if we're in like freaking like 15 markets, right? We're literally just like micro teaming it. Yeah, so that's kind of the vision for this year, to hit that $500 million mark.
That's so good, because I have never had a desire to be like outside of where I can drive to like easily.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I think it's great. I just never have. I figure if I can have 20% of Sacramento, which I'm pretty damn close, then I'm happy as hell.
What does what's the amount of volume that happens last year in like is it county or city? What do you guys say? Like,
dude, it would just be in the MLS, and I haven't looked. I'm waiting for their Real Trends application in 2 days.
Yeah, you didn't file it last year, dude. I was like asking, like, where's your stuff at?
I didn't file, dude. I know.
What was your team and your company's sales production for last year?
It was over 300 deals.
Your team or company?
Team,
nice.
I would have to look for the brokerage, but my team was over 300, so we would have been good. But that's what I look. National Real Trends. If I could just have 20%. That's like a big, nice house and maybe a boat, right?
Do you guys have waters out there? You got lakes? I don't even know.
Lakes and rivers, but I mean, I don't go on either. I'll just have a boat parked outside so I can
Yeah.
say, take my boat out, put it on Instagram, tag tag you. So is most of the business right now coming from buy side, sell side? What's that split? I'm sure you know.
I think we're like a third listing side. We have mostly brand new agents, so like we're very obviously going to always be more heavier on the buy side. And then source of referral, like I don't even know where my team is sourcing their deals at. I do know they don't spend on Zillow or Realtor.com, so 80% of deals I don't know. So I'm guessing is Sphere. So I'm having my V's reach out. Like we were pretty big Zillow agents back before. Like I think we did like not last year, but the year before, like 30 million, and we did 60 million on Zillow.
Awesome,
We
yeah.
spent $1 million on not like 600 grand a year on Zillow, but we ramped down because we didn't want to be Zillaholics or Zillow addicts, which a lot of top agents in my market have gone off Zillow because we didn't want to be dependent on it. So we actually cut down our spend down to like 2 grand in January, but then it started getting good, then 2, then 3, then 5, then 10, then 12. And by right before we in November, we were still paying 17 grand a month in Zillow, but we had a great ROI on that. That's like a 4 or 5 times ROI.
Yeah.
But at the end of the year, I think last year from our 128 million, only like 14 million was Zillow. So the other 90% are just like all random places. And that's kind of team I do want to run, where we're mostly like Sphere and social media based. And this last year and this year is completely social media based because you're
Or
not hanging out with friends.
it's like, or it's organic social media.
Organic. Yeah, organic social media. Because like you can't hang out with your friends. You don't know who's using who or talking about what. You're not doing open houses or door knocking, so people are seeking people online. And then if you're interesting online and you're being in front of people, then you stay top of mind. That's how you're getting a lot of business. So like I remember, I think it was like August and September. I have a spreadsheet of referrals. I think I got 19 referrals in 2 months through agents or mostly Instagram, just constantly just posting. And our growth is attributed to social media. I would say 95% of the people we talk to have found us online and have sparked a conversation there.
Yeah, you're sure good at that branding stuff, dude. Always with that, even with that hashtag. Before I even knew what a hashtag was, you were already running with that. Um, the organic social, and yeah, so I, that's really interesting. You got my mind thinking, and I knew it was going to go that place because
My team is hashtag Team Fast. Like my hashtag was Fast Asian. Then we brought in Team Fast. So now everyone, if they choose to rock it, they can. Some of our team members don't use hashtag Team Fast. They just do Fast Real Estate, brokered by ESP. They're independent agents. But then using the hashtag has a lot of value because that's what people know. And if people want to join, they might like EXP, right? Well, everyone knows what EXP is, but who wants to join EXP in many markets? Like it's whatever. But then you say, well, Fast Real Estate at ESP. Oh, what's that? And they look at what's that. So same thing with teams, right? Well, I can join this ESP team or that Big Block team or this BXG team, but I want to join Team Fast. What's Team Fast? Oh, wait, it looks cool. Oh, they're ESP. What's the ESP? That doesn't even matter because that's the whole point. Like we're layering all the like best parts of what we do, and we're backed by a company where it just takes off all the liability.
yeah, no, dude, that's the way to do it, right? You got to have them be separate just for flexibility. I'm a big fan of that. What kind of how do you get your agents to want to be so active on social media, Kenny?
We Well, we don't get them to want to because we attract the people who do want to into our group. So like we are not a good fit for most people. We're probably too loud and out there. But like, when you're building culture and energy, right? Let's just say my first 10, 11 agents were all drawn to me, like my energy, because then that's the reason
Right.
I recruited them. But then as the team grows, the team itself is energy. Each like early on, we've been like called the hip. I kept joking we were like the Avengers of real estate because I feel like everyone on our team is a different type of superhero. We really put it into the branding, and then people like, oh, you guys are like hip hop or real estate, just because we speak like I think 15 languages too. So we're a very very diverse crew. But like when we're doing a lot of social media, it's attracting other people who are on social media. They want to do that social media. So we're not. If you're on social media, maybe you never heard of us. So we're not forcing anyone to do it. Like they
But
find
in
us.
the Bay, though, you can guess that most agents are on social, at least the agents that you want. Very interesting, right? Very interesting to see how that changes as
But think
you
about Compass,
Bro.
right? Compass is a great company early on. Like everyone's like, oh shit, Compass, like that's like everything looks so cool. I'm gonna go Compass. Here locally, like on teams, like we've been picking up a lot of team members. We picked up 3 team members last month that we're doing fit like one did I think 8, another did 15 and 18 deals. We're picking up pretty senior team members
Good
from other
agent today,
teams.
yeah.
Because then they were on teams where they this is a branding lesson 101. If you're a team leader that's trying to grow, like you really have to think like a couple steps ahead. Like are you gonna like you're like Sunny, you have Big Block, right? Or in the best sack group. I can join best sack group. I don't promote Sunny team, right? But a lot of these team leaders have had their name has taken them so far, and then they hit a roadblock because their team members love working with them, but they can't build their own brands. You
No.
can't be the John team inside of the Peter team, inside of Keller Williams, inside of something, inside
Look,
like
it's
it's
just
just
ego, dude.
yeah.
Like my top agent, she sold like 80 some odd homes last year. She doesn't even have Best Act Homes Group on any of her marketing. And guess what? I don't give a shit.
But
Right?
that's
Like,
that's see that's the point I'm trying to make. You're a smart team leader because it doesn't matter. But some people do need that name to bring them up to like the team name does escalate the group, but to what point? The company name does bring you up. Like if you went into many markets here, like appointments here, Sotheby's, Coldwell Banker, Compass, all great companies. You come in with the material, it gives you some brand awareness. But like for us, we already kind of we know what we're doing. We have good marketing. So
yeah,
like for agents associated with Team Fast, it has nothing to do with Kenny Truong, has nothing to do with Fast Agent. If people dig a little deeper, like, oh shit, I get it. And then if you don't like being associated with Team Fast, Fast Real Estate. You don't like Fast Real Estate, just come to our team and just rock EXP because
yeah.
DRE needs you to do that. So like giving that extra different layers, because then you see these companies like Side Real Estate, like they're helping boutique brokerages become big brands.
Yeah, I've been hearing about them more and more. I
Yeah,
don't get it.
they take a step away. They have you white label. So like I kid around like I'm like Side Real Estate for broke agents. You can't get into Side. You come join us. We'll help you build your brand. You could be a $10 million producer here, and we'll give you all tools and training. We'll feed you all the leads. We'll inherit your office location, but don't even need to brand us if you don't want to. But if you do, you can say, hey, I'm this brand, but I rock with Team Fast. Like, what's Team Fast? Oh shit, I want to join Team Fast. Okay, come on in. Like, so it just I think we've been able to kind of like glide in the middle where we let the agents have complete flexibility on how much they want to rep the team. And
Yeah,
repping the team is a huge value add. But more recently, as we're going to Brentwood. I can't name the names, but we're going to Brentwood. We looked at some space this weekend. We have 2 like top 1% agents in that city that will be joining our company, EXP, not Fast Real Estate, and they have access to our office and our culture and community. So we're trying to squeeze out all the great parts of the big brokerage, but layer what we have, and then work on a micro level. And then the people
dude,
are a big driver of that.
dude, yes, you get it. Good job. And I like that you can just get that you're into that expansion like that. I really like it, man.
Well, we keep talking about expansion too. Like I've been talking about, I mean, every at least once a week I'll post my expansion of where we're planning to go. So like we've been talking about going to San Jose by Q2 since like September. So I have like 6 people when we launch that wants to come over here in San Jose. We've been talking about, hey, we're going to Sacramento. So we might have 3 coming. Hey, we're coming to Brentwood. Hey, check out, we're coming to Brentwood. Hey, we're considering looking at this space. Hey, we might think about getting here. Hey, check out the space we looked at. So Brentwood agents like are watching and watching. It's like, hey, are you really getting in the office? It's like, yeah, if you come over, we'll get it, and so on. So like constant storytelling is pretty key in our expansion because we tell people where we're going to go. So we don't just show up one day and like, who wants to come here? Like we've been asking and asking. I mean, we're just being really direct with our expansion plans.
Good, man. Well, I think you've got it. If you have any advice for the solo agent out there, besides joining a team, 'cause that's what I say every day. For the solo agent listening, trying to come up and be like Kenny Fast, dominate the Bay with social media, and maybe NorCal. Um, what advice would it be, brother?
I mean, I would also say, like I said, like join a team, but that doesn't need you to rock the team's brand. Like go in, get the culture, get the training, get all that, and then if you ever leave, like you leave with that. Like you don't, that is it really just fast tracks your business, or you could be completely 100% solo and just figure out your own. But market cycles are changing. If you join think about like because this is reality, right? If you joined real estate late last year and then COVID hit this year, like most people are not doing much business. There's a handful of people that are very unique and crushing it. But for most part, most people are like, dude, they're like completely on the island. Like you can't you can't just listen to your sales manager every day at the same time give you market updates about the guidelines, or like every like and you're not meeting with your team members for events. Like recently we had a red tie, no sorry, award ceremony, black tie event. It was like super fun. Everyone dressed up and we gave these cool awards out. And a couple weeks ago we did white elephant. We had like 40 participants. We had all the gifts in my house and other office. So like that's you're keeping that vibe alive. And then some of you guys are listening like on this call, like, dude, like I didn't do any of that. I literally did not talk to anyone from my office this quarter because they don't do anything. And that, you're not just going to randomly call, but he wants to be my friend on social media that I never met, right? So I think, you don't join a team, create your own tribe in your market. Like you got to do something. You got to share energy if you want to like make this job fun and exciting.
Good stuff. Well, Ken, thank you for coming on, my friend. We'll see you soon. Kenny Fast out of the whole Bay Area. Hit him up. All right.
All right, guys.